Hello everyone. In today's experiment, we are going to be using some gummy bears. You should have at least 3 gummy bears per person, 2 bowls per person, and we're gonna need some water, and you should also have some salt, 1 for each person per household. Okay guys, this video is going to be a little bit different today because I tried several times to recreate the necessary footage to show you what should have happened in the experiment. However, my experiment failed more than once. This is a common thing that happens all the time with science experiments. Scientists over and over again will fail to reproduce results to get the results that they hypothesize, but we always, as good scientists, should observe and report the data that we record in our experiments. So instead of showing you in this video what should have happened to your gummy bears, we are going to post a link to a different video below, so you can actually see in video form what should have been the result with your gummy bears. And then after that video, come on back and I will talk to you on why those results were the ones that usually happen with our science experiments. We're going to go over our vocabulary word of the day and wrap it up, and that'll be the video. Okay, so why were one of the gummy bears bigger than the other after soaking in a solution? Well, a lot of you probably have figured out it has something to do with the salt. Now, remember a couple weeks back when we talked about water-soluble things, especially sugar. The Skittles that dissolved in the water were water-soluble. The gummy bears are also made out of sugar, and they are also water-soluble, but their structure is just a little bit tighter and packed together than the Skittles are. So why was one bigger than the other? Well, it has to do something called osmosis. So in osmosis, something that's tightly packed wants to move to an area that is a lot more loosely packed. So when we introduce our gummy bear to the fresh water, there's only just water there. And the sugar in the gummy bear that's tightly packed wants to move over to the nice loosey-goosey kind of water fresh water solution. In the salt water, yes, the gummy bear is also still tightly packed. However, the salt in the water is already kind of distributed in that space. So there's not a lot of room for that sugar to dissolve into, because the salt has already bonded or is holding hands with those water molecules. So there's not many molecules of water left that can bond with those sugar molecules. So you probably did see the gummy bear in the salt water expand a little bit, but not as much as the fresh water. Once again, my experiment didn't yield these results. I think there were some flaws in the way that I set it up. How did your experiments go? And that's where we're gonna end it today. It's a little breezy out. I was contending with my hair the whole time, but thank you so much for following me on this little experimental journey that we've been doing. And I'll see you next week when we create some tornadoes in jars, and that'll be fun. Bye-bye now.